and then actualizing it as a real plan. And there are more potential collusion, I would say, in this project that I was suspicious. One of the organizations craft or advise the standards I've just said in before. It's called www.city188.net, which is called a Chinese city web, and actually it has incorporated with Beijing China Cities Construction Consulting Company Limited and the CCIA, as I said before. But then, as you look at here, they have actually promoting the so-called livable city branding promotion scheme in China. And the process is that if you are like a government in any cities in China, you can actually pay for a Chinese the consulting company limited for a certain price. And then they would actually, after assessing your city by the standard I just said before, if you are over 80 marks, congratulations, you can have this Chinese livable cities branding. That branding, okay? And then you can mount it on your city hall. So I don't know why can't we watch that? Why can't we be conscious for that? It's when you are using this document and then the organization that had drafted this document have actually promoted a business in China instead of doing a real livable city studies. So I'm really kind of suspicious on that. Okay, and here comes my conspiracy. When you are crafting a new standard, a livable city standard, and then when there are like 3 cities already having such a branding, one is Qingyun in Guangdong area. So I'm thinking, why would we have to do this? We have to join this brand, and then okay, it turns out quite obvious when I turn it to UN Habitat. The UN Habitat is actually having an award for Chinese cities for UN Inhabited award winners. And then for previous years, you can see that most of the cities being awarded is actually in Chenggong River Delta. 10 years before, there are Guangdong cities can won this award. I don't know whether the livable city area concept is actually a regional competition or a product of this. Finally, we have to be aware of the so-called separating the study plans project in the real construction at the end of the day, like the XRL. Yet you can suggest a very, very great concept, but then it turns out in the real construction and development, it has all the chaos. You can think of the poor consultation methods, that kind of thing. And then the last but not least, the idea of providing good labors to Hong Kong. Then I would ask, where could those so-called bad labors could go? Would you like to rearrange the citizens' pattern of Hong Kong and Shenzhen? And you need the poor people to go back to Shenzhen and travel XRL to work back to Hong Kong for every single day. We know the price of traveling on XRL. So I really don't. So there are the questions posed by post 80s during the whole discussion. Before I actually go for the public Q&A section, I would like to seek your attention to those pictures that are around. This is the Urban Planning Office in Lotus Hill in Shenzhen, and they have outlined the plans of the so-called Qinghai area, the front sea area in Shenzhen. You see the computer model is actually quite good. You can, okay, it's very great, looks great. But then it turns out, on the top left corner, you can see they're actually building a bridge from Shenzhen to Zhongshan, which overlaps huge function of Hong Kong, Macau, and Zhuhai Bridge. And when it turns to like zooming in, it's pretty obvious why we are going to be suspicious on Shenzhen's plan. You can see the Shenzhen Bao'an Airport is actually building 3 runways all at the same time, and then right down there is actually front sea area, and we know that runway or the aviation path could not build those high-rise buildings, right? So so there would be like low-rise buildings there in front sea in a massive scale, and then you have to build a rail to build a rail from Hong Kong Airport to go through that. So what's the point of that? Of course we can influence the Chinese planners, their mentality, that kind of thing. But at the same time, we Hong Kong side should question whether that should be built in such a scale and really kind of more suspicious or like not so cost-effective way to do in such a way. And last but not least, well, really last but not, just the last step, I walked into Shenzhen's Greenway 2 months ago, and actually like this. Oh, so green, right? They're actually using this concept of Greenway to repave those roads that have already built in most of the areas. While the Guangdong officials have promised that the nature greenway would be 200 meters in width are protected, the nature right in that width would be protected. But then actually there are like golf courses right there within the width in Silver Lake Reservoir in Shenzhen. So I really question whether our officials have influenced them, or we have bring our efforts, our mentality, our intelligence to influence the Chinese planning officials. And I think this would be a question for Hong Kong and Macau side to influence them, to tell them how should the planning, the city planning should be, instead of giving this proposal to us to talk today. Thank you.